Hi, this is Rob Hanley with the Durham Duplicate Bridge Club on Thursday, March the 30th for the 399er game. We have three hands for you today. The first one is number 3. So I'm the dealer, or second to bid rather. There's a pass on my right. I'm 6'4" in the majors. I have 11 high card points plus a singleton jack of clubs. I'm just going to ignore that singleton jack as being worth anything. And the first thing I want to say is you need to open this kind of hand at the 1 level. This is not a preempt. This is a 6-4 is always a 1 level opening bid when you have 11 high card points. So 1 spade it is. Partners bid 2 diamonds, promising me 10 or more high card points and 4 or more diamonds. Since they could have 4 hearts, I'm actually going to bid 2 hearts. I don't want to force the issue by bidding 2 spades, and bypassing 2 hearts would kind of deny holding 4 hearts in this case. And partners off to 4 hearts. Okay. So a quick tally. It looks like I have a losing heart and 1 losing club, and I have to limit the spades to only 1 loser. So that queen of spades is kind of ominous. It suggests that the robot on my left is leading a singleton. So that leaves the robot on my right, the south robot, with 4 spades to the jack 10. And so this is going to be a tricky one, I can tell. So I'm going to duck this around and win it with my king. Now, obviously, I need to draw trump as quickly as possible. And normally you would lead an honor from the side that has 2 honors, from my side, in other words. But in this case, with a potential roughing situation in spades by the player on my left, I need to keep that queen of hearts in the dummy so that if they are roughing a spade later, I can over rough them with a bigger heart. So I need to cross to the dummy and lead a heart towards my jack. The other advantage of this is it will pick up a singleton ace if it's in the robot's hand on my right. And also note that I'm not going to lead a club towards the king in case the ace is offside and then they start tapping me by continuing clubs, which would force me to rough on my side. I'm going to have enough trouble making this without giving them free options to make the hand hard for me. Win that diamond. And a small heart towards my hand. Okay, that solves the problem on where that is. And he's returning a heart. And I think the reason for that is that the robot has figured out that he has a natural spade trick if he can just get all those trump drawn. So which hand do I take it in? I really need to stick to my plan and make sure that queen of hearts is in the dummy to over rough a trump card played by the north robot on my left. So I'm going to win with the king. Now, here's the hard part on this hand. If I take the ace of spades, the robot on my left is going to rough. And that will leave the south robot on my right with the jack and 10 remaining. The problem I'll have is that the west, or the robot, not west, the one sitting north on my left, will then play the ace of, or diamond to the ace. And the only way back to my hand is either through trump, which I can't afford to do at that point, or by roughing a diamond. So I'll have to rough a diamond, and I don't have enough entries to establish the spades then, because I can rough a spade, then rough a diamond back to my hand, but now my spades aren't good. So how do I solve this? I stick with the original concept that I can afford to lose a spade, and I just give it to them. So south has taken his spade. Good for him. Club lead's fine with me. It just helps the king of clubs protect it. And now the robot on my left is playing a heart back in order to give me a chance to screw this up. And because I still need those entries to set up those spades, you need to remember that the south robot has left the jack and the 10. So I'm going to play small and win it in my hand. Now the opponents have no more trump, so I'm going to cash the ace of spades, which is a winner. I'll discard a club. There goes the 10. Now I'm going to rough a spade, and there's the jack of spades, and cash my ace of diamonds and the king of clubs, which is unnecessary at this point because the spade's been established. Rough this and cash my 9 of spades. So all in all, quite an interesting hand. And I strongly urge you to look for a heart fit in this kind of situation rather than just rebidding your spades. You just don't know how many hearts your partner's got or what their distribution is. It keeps more options in play. And as I said, this hand is quite challenging to play. It happens that four spades doesn't make because you get a vicious 4-1 spade split. Four spades is not an unreasonable contract, but in actual fact, you should still be in the 4-4 heart fit because it's going to play better because you have a long running suit on the side, which frequently will set up. All right, we're going to pause while we change for the second hand. All right, we're back this time with hand number 2. Partner is the dealer. And they're opening 2-no trump. That's interesting. I have 12 high card points. Do I want to be in slam? Absolutely. So a couple of things first. I cannot bid Stayman with my hand because I do not have a 4-card major. Stayman requires at least one 4-card major. Fortunately, we're playing transfers, and it's very easy for me to just bid 3 hearts, transferring to spades. Nice and simple. Now, at this point, I have to decide how I'm going to explore for slam. I don't know if my partner has a spade fit with me, so just jumping to 6 spades or bidding 4-no and then placing it in 6 spades is kind of suspect. So there's 2 other reasonable alternatives. One is that because I know I'm going to make slam because I just have too many points, I could jump to 6 clubs and have my partner choose between clubs and spades. That would generally show 5-5. But on a more technical level, because I've made a transfer, I can just bid a new suit. In this case, 4 clubs. This shows spades with 4 or more clubs, and it's slamish. So it gives my partner to tell me what they like better, and it gives me more control. If my partner likes spades better, they'll simply bid 4 spades. If they prefer clubs, they will make a Q bid in a new suit up the line to tell me they prefer clubs to spades. So they've confirmed spades. It doesn't say whether or not they're interested in slam, but clearly I am. So now I'm just going to follow up with 4-no trump. We play 14-30. Partners bid 5 diamonds. They have 0 or 3 key cards. I'm going to assume 3 key cards given they open 2-no trump. And I have 1, so we're missing an ace, so there's no grand slam. But I do have the queen of spades, so that should make it a pretty easy contract in 6 spades. So off I go. So the auction pretty much said I had clubs and spades, so it's no surprise the robot is leading a red suit. It's unfortunate they chose diamonds because if they led hearts, my partner would have been able to discard both my diamonds, and we would have made 7, I think. So at this point, because a club has been played and we already had a 9-card fit, my partner knows the clubs are actually 3-1. So the clubs are now established. So the only thing they've got to do is draw that trump. And the hand will play itself. And they even split. So there you go. So the clubs are good. The king of diamonds is good. The ace, king, queen of hearts are good. And there's no more trump outstanding. So this hand's pretty easy. And I think we'll just claim the rest. We don't need to step through that for everything. Okay. So when you see this kind of hand, because it comes up every once in a while, think about it how you would have bid it if your partner had opened 1-no trump. You would have transferred to spades, and then you would have shown clubs. It just happens that in this case, your partner has a lot more points because they opened 2-no trump. The meanings of your transfer and then a new suit are exactly the same. It's saying I got 5 spades with 4 or more clubs. All right, let's pause till we get to the next hand. All right, we're back, this time with hand number 8. So I have 12 high card points, no spades, but I do have 5 hearts. Looks like a pretty straightforward 1 heart opening. All right, everybody's in on this hand. 1 spade on my left, 2 hearts from partner, 2 spades on my right. I like to see that because it means that there's They have a spade fit, so there's more wasted in their suits. I have to decide here whether or not to bid 3 hearts just competing, or whether to show that I might be looking for game. So any new suit by me is a natural game try. I've already said I want to play in hearts. We've agreed on hearts. There's no issue there. And that void in spades is making me much more enthusiastic. So I'm actually going to stick in a 3 club bid here, and let's see what partner thinks of that. Okay, so when partner bid 2 hearts, they were showing me a good 4 in competition, maybe with a singleton or something like that, up to a balanced 10 count. And when I bid 3 clubs, if they had had anything up to about 7 high card points, they would have just rebid 3 hearts, saying they don't have a maximum. Whether or not they have help in clubs would be irrelevant. It would just say not interested. If my partner had had a maximum, so 8, 9, or 10 points, and they have something in clubs, they would jump to 4 hearts. Instead, they've actually bid a new suit, in this case, diamonds. So bidding 3 diamonds says, yes, they have a maximum, so 8, 9, 10 high card points. They don't have help for me in clubs, but they do have help for me in diamonds. And that works for me. I've got nice diamonds, and in some ways it might even be better because my clubs can almost support themselves. So I think I'm off to 4 hearts. All right, so wow, partner's got 5 spades. So a couple of things. It's interesting the robot on my left did not lead the ace of spades. So that usually means that they didn't start with the ace and the king. It's also quite likely that the robot on my left is leading trump in order to kill things, like kill a cross ruff, prevent me from roughing things. Makes me think they've got long clubs possibly, and thinking that the dummy is short. In any event, it's kind of a bummer. It would have been much easier if they hadn't led trump, but I'm going to take that ace. And obviously I need to ruff at least 1 club if I can get away with it, so I'm going to immediately switch to clubs rather than continuing to draw trump. Now the 3 has been put in, so I have to decide which club do I play. If I play the king, the ace is frankly most likely on my left because they overcalled and the south robot on my right made a much more limited bid. And also the south robot did not rise with the ace. When I let a club, they can see the singleton in the dummy. So sometimes they'll rise with that ace. So really the ace is going to take my king, and that will leave me with the queen, the 10, and a small one. I fully expect the robot on my left to continue with a heart, making it much more difficult for me to ruff another one. So long story short, I'm going to stick in the 10 of clubs because it can't hurt me. The only time it just can't. Anyway, here comes a heart. That's not a problem. I'm actually going to let that ride around to my hand and take that with the king. Now I have all the top hearts now. I'm going to ruff a club with queen of hearts. And now that I'm there, I'm actually going to take the diamond finesse. Let that ride. All right, so that made it. I'm not going to follow it with the jack. I'm actually going to play a small one because I don't want to get ruffed anywhere. Stick in the 10, great. And I'm going to draw that last trump. And I know that the diamond split 3-2, so there go the last of the diamonds. And my king of clubs is good. And the rest of my hand is good. So I actually made, believe it or not, 6 hearts. That's kind of unexpected given all that I'm missing. But it shows the power of that void and partner's ability to show me that they like diamonds. All right, that's it for this week. We will see you next time. Thanks.